Fragrances, often separated into different seasons, are really not that restrictive. These are fragrances you can wear every single day. They're all under like 60 bucks. At least they should be. Starting things off with something fresh and actually a staple in the Middle Eastern fragrance community, the cologne community, whatever you want to call it. This is called Club de Nuit Intense Man. The best one, it's the Eau de Parfum concentration. Obviously, there are a lot of Creed Aventus clones out there, but one of the best reported in feedback and just overall has always been the Club de Nuits. For me though, it's not my most complimented, but I can absolutely see why this can be considered the best. The Eau de Parfum concentration has always been the best one in my opinion in comparison to a lot of the Club de Nuits, and even Hamidi Addicted Intense is a really good version of that without the alcohol. It's really strong, the other one, Hamidi, considering that it doesn't have it. But in a world of so many redundancies, how do you navigate and figure out which is just the best one? Hamidi having some of its shining aspects, considering the fact that it doesn't have alcohol, it's a little bit smoother. So if you want something that's not as harsh in the opening, go with Hamidi Addicted Intense, but otherwise the absolute best Aventus clones is absolutely going to come down to the Club de Nuits for sure. They started it, they continued to refine it, and throughout the refinements there definitely was some downsides, like Eau de Toilette was like migraine city for me, and then they had the Club de Nuit Intense Man Eau de Parfum. This is where, you know, I kind of skipped this one because of the past experiences of the Eau de Toilette, and I jumped into the next one, which is the Parfum and limited edition Parfum. Overall, like with a lot of other flankers, the EDP ends up being my favorite because of its overall balance. This isn't my most complimented Aventus clone, but it is definitely, in regards to feedback, etc., the best one when it comes to what you guys think as well. Longevity for this is absolutely no problem. You're going to get 8+ hours, and in the air it projects, it performs, and there's no questions asked about it. It's masculine, it's fresh, it's got a very definitive and loud combination of pineapple and that smoky woods as it dries down. Very masculine Wolf on Wall Street vibe, your stock exchange vibes, man. Iconic, and for very good reason. Club de Nuit Intense EDP. I like it better than the Parfum and the limited edition Parfum, but I will say that Hamidi Addicted Intense is something that's relatively closer. I did want to mention one that doesn't get much love or light. It's the Urban Man Elixir, and the reason is because it takes that Aventus DNA and kind of drowns it in Sauvage, but in every good way. If you guys think about what's happening with the Creed Aventus Absolute, it's like Aventus, the original, meets Sauvage Elixir. So in a, I guess it kind of already, not really, there isn't that licorice spice that's found in this one as that one, and I find this one not to be as unique, and the Sauvage DNA does start to take over a little bit more than I personally like. But either one of these, you can wear them every single day and any season. During the summertime, I'd spray this on about 5 to maybe 10 times. You got to be careful, it depends on where you're going, because if you're not going to be in open spaces, it might actually offend people because of its harsh nature of the pineapple and that smoky woods. During the winter time, I'd be a little bit more, you know, easy going with the trigger, maybe 5 to upwards of 12 times, again, depending on where I'm going. If I'm going to the gym, it's going to be about 5-6 sprays. If I'm going somewhere where it's open, I'm walking around, it's going to be the, you know, higher end of that spectrum. But you can wear these every single day in any season, just like most fragrances, and hopefully this new adoption of sprays, etc., cold versus warm, will help you with exactly that. Moving on to the next one was a surprise for me. It's French Vanilla by Nassim. One of the cleanest interpretations of Le Male Elixir, even cleaner than Le Male Elixir, and it's because of one reason. The reason is no alcohol. This has water-based. It's a water-based fragrance. This one, the Hamidi Addicted Intense, there isn't many. Look, there isn't many that are going to give you that performance, etc. But this one and the other ones that I'm talking about, there are 2 out of like thousands. So even though it might seem like I'm talking about in this video very specifically a lot of water-based, I'm not overall. Overall, there are probably about 5 water-based fragrances that I truly love. One from Taif Al Imarat, the Hamidi lines are just nuclear, and a few from Nassim, but that's pretty much it. This one, however, it's clean, it's refined, it projects, and I'm actually surprised at the way that this one performed. French Vanilla has like this honey, toffee, it's sweet, it's musky, it's aromatic lavender, kind of a classic style DNA barbershoppy with that sweetness and raunch that modernizes things. So if you want something a bit more youthful, I'd go with this. During the winter time, I have sprayed it, and I wouldn't spray it more than about 8 to 10 times. Any more than that, then that lavender creamy nature to it with the honey starts to go a little bit cloying or just suffocating. During the summertime, if I were to spray it, I wouldn't go more than 3 sprays, and I personally believe there are better fragrances to rock, but if you really wanted to, you definitely could. Next one, Tribal Blue by Grandeur. It opens up very clean, designer-like, despite the fact that it's under 50 bucks. It's pear, it's musk, it's a little bit of ambrette and sweetness. Smells a lot like Ultramol. This is a lot less sweet than, it's not as sweet, there you go. It's not as sweet as something like Ultramol, allowing it to be a bit more versatile as well. And also it's pretty light, but that does translate into the way that this one performs. It's not going to give you more than about 7.5 hours, and it really depends on how much you spray. So if you want something that's borderline treading into unisex territory, but grounded by this tonka bean and masculine musk, then this is something I'd personally recommend, including obviously Ultramol. But for this one specifically, I've never gotten more than about 7.5 hours. And if I were to wear it during the summertime, I'd spray it about 6 to 8 times. And during the wintertime, probably anywhere from like 10 to 18 sprays. It's not to mention the atomizers on these are really not the best. So you're getting probably a fraction of a normal atomizer. That is another thing that you want to keep into consideration. But overall, you can wear it every single day. Next one is called Fawah by Nusuk. This smells like, I mean, it's vanilla, it's citrus, and it's also frothy lavender as well. Kind of taking that original classic lavender barbershop-y DNA again, except this one has like bright, light citruses and also an earthy undertone coming from the note of soil or peat. It smells and it's a clone of Paco Rabanne's Phantom. So Phantom in itself, I personally think that got a lot of dislikes because of the way that it came in that robotic bottle. Sure, I get it, but the scent profile, it's really nice. It's youthful, it's modern, and it's also classic, and it works. So with this one, it actually gives me a decent amount of longevity and performance if you're looking for something that's pretty easy to get compliments and just wear every single day. With that sweetness, this is a great one to go with. In terms of the winter time, I'd spray this up to about 12 sprays, maybe even 14 max. And in the summertime, I'd spray it anywhere from like 5 to like 10 times tops. Other than that, it's pretty inoffensive. It's easy to wear and rock. And like I said, it'll also get compliments. This next one is a favorite of a lot of people, at least the scent profile. It's something very fresh and metallic. It smells a lot like Silver Mountain water. And for me, whatever it's worth, I don't really enjoy it just because of the petitgrain. It gives me a headache at least like an hour or two. But the scent, it smells good. Personally, I wish I could wear it because the way it smells is great, but the experience I have with getting headaches from specifically petitgrain is just not it for me. It's called Riff's Platinum Privé, and this has to be the cleanest interpretation, and it basically smells at the very least designer quality. For around 40, 45 bucks tops, I think you're gonna get your money's worth and some, because the performance for this one, it's lingered on clothing, and maybe it's because I'm hyper reactive or responsive to this one that I can just detect it consistently, but it is a pretty thick style of dry down that doesn't go anywhere, at least for me. You can wear it in any season, but I have to be honest, in this one, it's not one where I've like thoroughly tested because of that dislike for petitgrain. But for those of you who enjoy Silver Mountain water, and in the air it smells good, I just can't be around it too much. Otherwise, like I said, I get a headache. It'll still be a great one. The quality of it is one of the freaking best. Moving on to the next one, this is called Bravanzo Vestige. Bravanzo Vestige has a lot of these citruses, grapefruit, some woods, and crisp aromatics. If you like fragrances like Bulgari Tiger, that's what this smells like it's inspired by, or Suspiro's Vibrato. They're both kind of inspired by each other anyways to begin with, but that says a lot for this because it sells for less than 60 bucks and it's on that category or territory. It also doesn't go anywhere. You're gonna have this all day, and there are fresh aspects to it that can linger on for the entirety of the day during the summertime, but also thick enough and dense enough to last during the winter time. During the summertime, I would spray this around 6 to maybe 10 times max, and during the winter time up to like 12 to 13 because it is still a pretty damn strong fragrance. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna tease you guys one last time with this one. If they don't come out, then it is what it is, man. But Zena's Imperial Blue. This is a great fragrance if you like just clean, straight up, out of the shower like Bleu de Chanel. It's so damn strong though, and it might be a favor for people who like strong fragrances. If you don't really care too much for strong, I don't know, it might not be for you, but it is a damn good interpretation of something that's fresh, that's aromatic, that's clean, that has that shower gel smell like Bleu de Chanel. That's pretty much it. During the winter time, I'd spray this anywhere from like, 4 to 8 sprays. It's really strong. And during the summertime, I'd spray it up to like 6 sprays tops. Anything more than that, it can be overdone. Now, if you like fragrances like Baccarat, then you should check out this one. It's called Jus d'Amour number 4. This has a very saffron, metallic, and airy style of DNA, very similar to that whole amberwood saffron you'll get with Baccarat, and also a Priestly Amour number 4 by Thomas Kosmala. That in itself is like a beast mode version of Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait, the red bottle. And this is unbelievably good for the quality it's selling for and how close it gets to those DNAs. If you're getting it as a BR540 clone, you will be disappointed because it is a little bit more towards the Extrait. So if you're getting it as an Extrait, you won't be disappointed. Sprays, I mean, dude, like I wouldn't spray this more than 4 times, 5 times tops anytime, any season, it doesn't matter. Next one is Shower Gel Clean, fresh, but also Invictus-y style sweet. Kind of like a mashup of Bleu de Chanel meets Invictus, and it works. It works really well. It has this frothy nature to it that gives it a bit of this foamy vibe with that sweet and shower jelly texture as well. So this one lasts pretty much the entire day and has gotten me compliments. One of the best school, gym, office scents that's a no-brainer you can rock every single day. During the summertime, I'd spray this anywhere from like 5 to maybe 12, 13 times because it then can become even more frothy. And during the winter time, I would say relatively similar because it's a consistently performing fragrance, at least for me. I've never had issues. Next one is brand new. It's called Vulcan Fouet. This is an outstanding mango fragrance. It's mango, it's ambers, it's oud, but it also has a lot of this crisp style of ginger or spice spice at the kick at the top. It's sparkling, it's effervescent, and it's one of the best mango fragrances I put my nose to in 2024, and it should be ready and available in 2025. You can wear that every single day. I've been rocking it during the winter time, and it's been doing just fine because of its ambery nature as it dries down. But it doesn't go like thick or cloying like some of the other fragrances that also smell similar to what this is inspired by which is God of Fire. So this one during the wintertime, I've sprayed anywhere up to 8 sprays. More than that has actually become too much. And during the summertime, I wouldn't recommend spraying this more than about 5-6 sprays. I'm not even joking, it's that strong. Last but not least is called Pinus White. This you can absolutely wear every day. However, during the wintertime, there are better fragrances for sure. But during the summertime, you're gonna smell like you're on a yacht. It's fresh, it's juicy, it's watery. It kind of smells like fruit-infused water with a little bit of sparkling or carbonation. And that's what this one basically smells like, which is also inspired by Pacific Chill. Gives me about 6 to 8 hours of performance. During the summertime, I'd spray this up to 16 times. Because of its juicy nature, it's just so watery, that fig, cask cologne, and also dates in here. It wears relatively light, and it does dry off relatively quickly. During the wintertime, like I said, you can definitely find something better to wear, and if I were to rock this during the winter, I'd spray it up to like 20 times. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Fragrances, well, most fragrances you can wear every single day, and hopefully those sprays can help you understand a little bit more so as to how to make it work. My name is Neeb. Thank you for tuning in to AROMATIX, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.